Like I think some sort of sense of not looking at the human being as at the center of all of the universe will be pretty helpful for us.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I love that way. But we're not in the middle of everything, and that's humility. That isn't self-effacing or
No.
self-degrading kind of humility, but a kind of humility that is deeply respectful of the fact that other beings are here with us. And now, as a biologist, I and that the last 150 years of biology have not been helpful in that regard. So we've tended to think of the fundamental unit of life as the individual gene, the individual species, the individual organism. And, and that's a helpful way of looking at things sometimes. But now what people are realizing, individuality is just a manifestation of relationship and interconnection. So the human body is comprised of human cells, of course, but every human cell has ancient bacteria living within it. So our own cells are made out of relationship. And then we have the whole microbiome, all the different bacteria and viruses and fungi in our gut, uh, and then our skin that help us develop and texture our thoughts. So we realize that what we thought was an individual solitary human is actually a living community. And then our minds, of course, are always produced by interconnection with others. But this is true for other beings as well. A tree leaf, just an ordinary maple leaf, inside the leaf, it's full of little bacterial and fungal cells that help protect the leaf from pathogens, help the leaf deal with drought. So a tree, even though it looks like a very stout individual, is also a living community. And so we need, as biologists, this sort of revolution that I think is happening now, and that I've tried to write about for one way or another in my books. This revolution is getting away from an individualistic way of thinking into thinking that all of life is about relationship and interconnection, and that those points of individuality, like my individual consciousness that I'm experiencing now, are manifestations of what's deeper and more fundamental, which is relationship. And again, that to me is a lesson in humility. Is that it can't be all about me, because me is in fact diffuse and is a product of community. And of course, most religious traditions have had a lot to say about the relationship between the self and the community, whether you call that community God or something else. And, I have very little insight into any of that, but I do think in biology, the study of life in its physical and chemical manifestations, it's extraordinary just in the last, say, 20 years, how the study of genetics and the study of ecology and the physiology have completely changed to be all about networks and network relationship, and the whole old school way of thinking about individuals. Although, again, as I said, it can be very useful. It only captures a very small part of the reality that we can, you can measure in the lab. This isn't mysticism. It's stuff that people are measuring in a physical, ecological, chemical way.